This AI answers phone calls for a business and answers commonly asked questions. Let me show you.
Hey there, I'm Alexis from Reese's Plumbing. How can I help you today?
Hey, I was just wondering, what times are you open?
We're open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. We're closed on weekends, but we do offer emergency services if you need them.
It's pretty cool, right? The best part about this is there's no code involved, and on top of that, it's super easy and takes less than 10 minutes to set up and get running. With all that out of the way, let me show you exactly how to do this. So first things first, you're going to head over to 11 Labs. 11 Labs is the AI agent that we're going to be using to make these phone calls and to handle these phone calls. Once you're at 11 Labs, first things first, you're going to want to log in, create your account. Then you're going to want to go over here to the top left. You're going to see creative platform. We're going to be changing this over to agents platform. From here, you're going to see your statistics. Obviously, yours may not look like mine. Mine for testing is obviously a little bit in here, nothing crazy. But the part you're going to want to head over to is going to be these agents field here. Once you're over here at this agent field, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit create agent or start from blank. So a couple cool things, you can actually just see that these support agents, 11 Labs actually already has some templates that you can try out for yourself. For example, you can try the support agent, talk to Alexis, a dedicated support agent who is always ready to resolve any issues. Mindfulness coach, speak with Joe, a mindfulness coach who helps you find calm and clarity. Sales agent, talk to Harper, a sales agent who showcases how 11 Labs can transform your business. Video games character, and so on. I recommend starting with a support agent just because we're going to basically be trying to get an understanding of 11 Labs. How does 11 Labs work? How do we edit it? How do we make it sound different? And all of that can be done straight through the support agent, and it's going to be even easier to explain it than doing starting from blank. Obviously, if you're doing this for your company, you may want to start from blank just so you have a fresh base. But again, for this tutorial's sake, we will be using the support agent. From there, we're just gonna hit create agent. Now, once your agent is created, you're gonna see something called a system prompt. So basically what a system prompt is it's going to be how your AI acts. So something you think about with a system prompt is basically how your AI acts. Think of this as like the brain. Think of this as like raising the child. So when you raise a child, you have to tell it to be respectful. You have to tell it to, hey, don't say that. Hey, when you talk, slow down, make sure you use your manners, and so on. It's the same thing with an AI agent. You're gonna have to basically raise a child from nothing into something. And that's where a system prompt comes in place. So something that a lot of people get wrong is when you first create this, they start doing like, be nice. That's not specific enough. You can put that in there, but you should also say, be nice, say these words, don't say these words. And you have to give it like that every single time. Now, the hardest part about this is just fine tuning it, meaning you call it, you try it. Okay, it said this word. I don't like it saying that word. You go into your system prompt and say, don't say this word, right? For example, let's say you call the agent and it keeps saying whatever for whatever reason. All you have to do is go into your system prompt and type do not say the word whatever, and it won't do it anymore. So it's all a big infinite loop, and that's why you can always make your AI agent. You can always improve off of it. I just wanted to kind of clarify that a little bit, and that's basically what a system prompt does and what a system prompt is. So getting more back into this, the template that we just chose already kind of has this filled out, and that's why I wanted to do the template because it kind of handles the hard part for you. So for example, you have system prompt, we have personality. This is where you're basically going to be handling what is this AI about, right? So for example, it says you are Alexis, a friendly, proactive, and highly intelligent female with a world-class engineering background. Your approach is warm, witty, and relaxed, effortlessly balancing professionalism with a chill, approachable vibe. All of this can be different. If you like her to be more outgoing, you can edit this entire thing. If you want her to be more funny, you can edit this entire thing. This is like for the personality of your agent, what it's going to do and how it's going to act. This is the part you're going to want to change and configure, which is the personality part. The next one is environment. So you are expert level familiarity. I can't say that word. With all 11 Labs offerings, including text to speech, 11 Labs agents, speech to text, studio, dubbing, and so much more, right? That's where you're going to want to change that. This is where you're going to go in there. Let's say you are a plumbing company. In this instance, let's say we are a company. We're going to be going in here and changing. You have expert level familiarity with all plumbing. So for example, I just changed it to you are a expert level you have expert level familiarity with all plumbing concerns, issues, questions, etc. The user is seeking guidance, clarification, or assistance with navigating or implementing 11 Labs products and services. So we're going to change that, say the user or the client. You're interacting with the user who has initiated a spoken conversation directly from the 11 Labs website. So we're going to change that to you are interacting with the user who has initiated a spoken conversation by directly calling cell phone. And the reason this is important is it's giving our AI context of, hey, how did we get here in the first place? How are we on the phone right now? It's not going to know that unless you tell it, hey, this person just tried calling you, right? They just tried calling our business and you answered. So that's basically what that does. The next thing is going to be tone. You're going to have to go in here and change this around. Obviously, you have tone. So early in conversations, how do you want her to talk? How do you want her to act? That's going to be a little bit more in tone. Again, personality is how she's going to behave. Tone is more about how she's going to talk. Hopefully that kind of makes a decent amount of difference for you all. And then you're going to have your goal. Again, you're going to have to go in here and change it around. So your primary goal is to practically address the user's questions or issues using your expertise and available knowledge. You provide clear, concise, and practical solutions, ensuring they understand interactions between 11 Labs products and know what steps to take. Again, for a plumbing company, you're not going to keep 11 Labs in here. That's the thing about this is a lot of this is just configuration towards your company. If you're a plumbing company, you need to go through that system prompt and change all of the things about 11 Labs and the environment and the goals to match what you wanted to do. If the goal of this is to be able to have somebody call your plumbing business and get questions over the phone, put that in there. Or if the goal is to try and book a lead or to book a calendar appointment, put that in there. You're going to want to go in here and change what your goal is. Why are you setting this up so that way the AI knows that so it can best try and achieve that goal. So moving on towards this, when faced with complex or technical questions, ask your insight follow-up questions to clarify needs, your tailor expectation to user level or technical experience. So for non-technical users, avoid blah, 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 blah. For technical users, discuss all of this. From mixed or uncertain, default to simpler terms. Now, I think that part is super important because if you're somebody who has a company that in the tech field or even just a plumbing business, something more basic, if you have somebody, saying, hey, your pipes are clogged up because blah, 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 and they're getting super technical and they don't understand that, you're going to just scare them away. So you're going to want to make sure that you specify that, especially if you're more of a AI company or a tech company. You don't want the AI agent to start talking to them words that they don't even understand. So you're going to want to make sure you specify that. Now, again, if there's somebody with that expertise and, for example, in tech, then you can use more technical slang, you can use more technical words, but that's important in there, and make sure you change that around. Again, if you're a plumbing business, change that. If you're a roofing company, change that. It's very important. So the next thing is literally guardrails, basically just saying keep strictly focused on this. You don't want someone calling you, ask them, hey, how was your day? Do you like football? Like, we don't want that to happen. We want that if they're gonna call, we keep strictly focused on the task at hand. I think that that's very important. Again, a lot of this you're not going to want to touch. So like, for example, never repeat the same statement in multiple ways with a single response. That's probably not going to be changed regardless of your business type, but there will be some things in here, right? Like, for example, the 11 Labs, like you're not going to want to go in here and keep the 11 Labs things. You're going to want to change that for your company. Something in here that's also pretty cool is where it says, for account specific help, please contact 11 Labs support at help.11labs.io. You see how it spells the word dot? That's because it makes the AI actually pronunciate the dot instead of like period. Instead of it saying 11labs period.io, it's going to say 11labs.io. So for example, if you have a company that's called like Reese's Plumbing, you're going to want to make it say reesesplumbing.com, right? Not period.com. That's not going to make sense. So, and I think that that's the biggest part, because if it says, for example, period.com, that's how someone's going to know it's AI, right? Because it's no human's going to say period.com. So it's very important you go through the system prompt. Again, that's why I like using the already pre-made templates, because now instead of having to write all this yourself, you just come in here, you switch everything around to make more sense for your company, and you're ready to go. Now that you have the system prompt out of the way, let me show you the coolest feature in 11 Labs that I really love, and it's going to be voices. So you can actually come over here. By default, this one's set to Jessica. There's also other options. You can mess with those if you want. I recommend just leaving them at default. Test them. If you want to change them around, you can, but again, I recommend default for 90% of use cases. For the voice though, this is where it gets pretty cool, right? Let's try some out. So for example, we have something like Miss Walker.
Now don't stress, humbug.
The sea's waves are cradles for the dreaming mind.
Every journey starts with a single pedal stroke.
And so on. Also, something that's pretty cool in 11 Labs, you can actually clone voices. So for example, if I wanted me to answer the phone call that sounds just like me, all I got to do is go in here and clone my voice, and now I can be answering the phone calls. Isn't that pretty cool? So with that though, let's just choose one of these. It doesn't matter. We're just going to leave it set on Jessica, but you can change this if you'd like. Again, I recommend you go through here and take some time really figuring out which voice matches your kind of personality the best, and then choose that one. But again, for default, we're just gonna leave it at Jessica. Also, what's pretty cool is first message. What we can actually do is you can actually go in here and change it. So something to keep in mind is that if it's empty, the agent will wait for the user to start the conversation. Meaning, if you want it where I call, let's say, your phone number, and you want me to start talking before the AI says anything, leave this blank. Majority of use cases, you don't want that to happen. So in this case, what we can do is come in here and say, hey there, I'm Alexis from 11 Labs support. How can I help today? Let's change 11 Labs support to Reese's Plumbing. So we're going to remove the support. So it says, hey there, I'm Alexis from Reese's Plumbing. How can I help you today? That's how I want it to be able to start the conversation. Again, if you want the user to have to start the conversation, you can just remove this completely. So with all that out of the way, how can you actually trial your AI agent? Let me show you. So all you have to do is you go up here to the preview. Now keep in mind, if you already have the phone number set up, which we're going to get to in just a minute, you can go ahead and call it and do it that way. The issue is with that is it takes a very long time to actually test it and get things done. So you typically, when you're setting it up for the first time, or when you're just doing a lot of changes, you're going to want to use this up here in the preview. It's the top right. Just hit preview. And all you have to do is hit call AI agent. You just press this right here.
Hey there, I'm Alexis from Reese's Plumbing. How can I help you today?
Hey, I was just wondering, what times are you open?
We're open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. We're closed on weekends, but we do offer emergency services if you need them.
Right. And so now you're able to go in here and start testing around this AI agent. It's super cool, right? And again, this is super easy to set up. All we literally did was change a few words to say Reese's Plumbing instead of 11 Labs. We set this entire thing up in less than 10 minutes. Isn't that cool? All right, so now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head over to Twillo. Twillo is where we're going to be purchasing our phone number to actually call. So this is going to be the phone number that we actually set up on 11 Labs. Now, a lot of you may be asking yourself, well, what if I already have a business phone number that has advertising on? And what do I do with that? What you have to do is still buy a Twillo phone number, but then you can forward your phone number to this Twillo number. So that way you don't have to change anything as far as your branding and ads go. That's how that would work. But going back into Twillo, you're going to want to go in here and you're going to be able to see, first off, if you have any active numbers. I'm going to blur mine. I don't want those to be out there. But what you're going to want to do is if you don't have any active numbers, you're going to go up here to buy a phone number. So when you click on buy a number, it'll take you to their little store here. The cool thing about this is you can literally search anywhere in the world, specifically on phone numbers, area codes, or whatever. So like, let's say you wanted a code or a phone number with the phone number 815. You can type in 815 and see a whole bunch of phone numbers with that. What you're going to do is you're going to find a phone number you like, and then you're going to go ahead and buy it. As you see, they're literally $1.15 a month. They're super cheap. There's nothing really to it. So once you buy a phone number, you can actually go here to active numbers, and then you should see your phone number. Once you do that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go here to account dashboard. Once you're on account dashboard, you're going to be looking for your account SID right here, right? Your account SID. You're going to copy this. Once you copy your account SID, you're going to go back to 11 Labs. You're going to go down here to phone numbers. Once you click on phone numbers, you're going to want to hit import number. You're then going to want to hit import from Twillo. From there, you're going to want to go ahead and give this a label. Let's just say Reese's phone number. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your SID into here. So for example, we just copied it over here. We're going to copy it again, come over here and paste it in there. I already have mine in here, so I'm just going to use it again. Obviously for you, you're going to have to paste yours in there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the phone number that you just purchased. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take this phone number. This is the phone number I just purchased. Then I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to paste the phone number that I purchased from Twillo over into here. Once you do all of these steps, all you got to do is hit import. And once you import it, you're going to see this here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to see agent, and then it's going to say no agent. If you click this, you're then going to be able to select your agent that you just created. So obviously mine's going to be support agent. If you named yours something else, it's going to be here. And then you just select support agent. From there, all you're going to do is you can go back over here to phone numbers, and then you should see Reese's phone number, the phone number you just imported from Twillo, and then the supported agent. The cool thing about this is if you get multiple phone numbers, you can have multiple different agents, all linked to different phone numbers. It's super cool, man. Like, you know, you can literally go in here and add 30 different numbers if you want. Like, isn't that awesome? So now, as soon as this is all done, as soon as you call this number, it'll now forward to your AI agent, and now everything should be working properly. If this video helps you out, if you like these quick, simple, basic guides, make sure you guys subscribe and like down below. Also, if you want to see more detailed information about this, make sure you guys comment down below tutorial. If you do that, I will make sure that I upload the next tutorial on how you can actually start scheduling bookings and things like that. With that out of the way, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.